What's up guys, this is Vinny Signs here. I'm welcoming you to my brand new channel. I'm so glad you guys stopped by. Man, today we're gonna run through 5 quick tips to being the best BJJ training partner. Tip number 1, gauge your intensity. Meaning don't roll the same way you would roll with maybe a higher belt or someone better than you or at your level than you would roll with maybe a white belt or beginner. The goal is not to tap someone over and over and over and over. That's not the goal. No one gets better, they don't get better, you don't get better. So when rolling with a beginner, someone you know, it could be a blue belt, someone that's even really good that you just can beat over and over and over again. So my advice on this is to just practice new techniques, grow in areas that you know you aren't as good at. Put yourself in situations, since you know you can beat this person, put yourself in situations that are difficult, maybe a new technique you've been practicing and you want to get better at, and you want to sharpen. Put yourself in those situations so that you can get better with those people. That's how you enhance your training. That's how you stay efficient with even those that you know you can beat over and over and over again. So instead of just smashing them and choking them out, yeah, I'm beating them up all day, every day. Try to utilize that time to get better in new techniques, a new drill that you want to practice. Now, on that note, you don't want to do it so obvious that you kind of come off as a douche, right? You're kind of masking it. Okay, so some of you guys know what I'm talking about. When you roll with someone that you know you can beat over and over and over, you don't want to just like do the same drill over and over and make them feel horrible and they quit, right? You don't want to just keep doing the same takedown over and over and just like come backing up and letting them get up, and then they just feel terrible after that. So you mask it a little bit. There's just a way you roll with someone that you know you can beat, where you almost like choreograph some moves, where you like almost kind of give them your leg and you're bouncing up and they feel confident, they feel good. It's not false. It's not anything that, you're almost like giving your leg so that they can practice those abilities. So it's not some, fake martial art that you're just giving up and letting them beat you up. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is utilize that time to get better at new techniques and to practice things that you might not be able to practice with someone that is at your level. On the other side, if someone is just crushing you, or someone that you just guys are butting heads and you guys are just battling it out every day, both of you guys are on the same level, that's where you go A game, and you just put all your best tools on the line. Most coaches will say, well, it's just training, right? It's just training. Just open your game. That's true and all. You want to open your game, like I mentioned, with those that you know you can beat over and over. But when it comes to those that are just tough, and it's going to be a tough round, they could beat you and they know you could beat them. That's where you put your A game. You've got to have times where you practice tournament style, where at a tournament, we all wear the same, you're all in the same belt, you're all in the same weight, you're all in the same age, right? So you're gonna have to have some guys at your academy or whoever you're training with, some guys that maybe it's one guy that they can beat you and you can beat them. That's where you put those A game techniques out. You sharpen those things with people that you can beat. And obviously in drilling with those guys that are at your level, but most of the time you learn a lot in fighting, in the midst of a scramble, doing it and letting your mind just take over. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, do your homework. This one's simple. Study, plan ahead. This one is so underrated. A lot of people miss this one. A lot of people just come in, they sign up, they're moving up the ranks, purple belt, maybe even brown belts at this time, and they've never studied before. Maybe they've watched a few matches, but never really got dialed in and studied. So this is key. This is huge. This is where you start to see your game elevate in new ways. So there's different ways to study. I'll do a video on all the different ways you can study and how to dissect techniques and movements and concepts and the way people are, just the way their stance is and how they come out, and how some people just come out with they're just ready and loose. I'll do a whole video on how to study technique, but for this one, do your homework. Do your homework. This is in the 5 tips to being a good BJJ partner, because we go through so much, right? Some way more than others. For me, I do this for a living. This is all I do. For some, that's not the case for most others. Most others are coming in, they've had a long day at work, that they're tired, and they're not feeling it that day. And so that your partner is going to feel that. When you come in with that energy, it's not like you're meaning to, it's just you're tired. You've worked all day, or we have personal issues. A lot of us have our own personal struggles that we're dealing with, and we come in with that, and our partners feel that as well. And so when we give that energy off, it gives a bad feeling to the partner and to yourself, and it's just not a good day. So to be the best partner possible, if you're feeling that way, even if your boss is looking around and like, man, trying to get somebody, trying to find people who aren't working, just pull out the phone for 10 minutes to 5 minutes, just watch a video, get motivated, put a song on, I don't know, whatever it is. If whatever freedom you have at work to do this, do it. If you have an hour lunch, do it. Just study. I have a lot of friends that just study and they never train. So make sure you're coming in to train and you're studying. They're both clashing together. This is going to help you come in with more fresh energy, having a plan before training. A lot of people come in to train and they don't have a plan, they don't have an idea of what to do, and so they're just kind of going with the motion. And the partners are going to feel it, that you're just kind of like a dead body, just here and getting a grip, and you're not there. So whenever you're studying and you're researching and if you don't know what to study, ask your coach. Ask your coach. I'll do another whole video on people to study. I love certain people and certain games. There's certain weight classes and certain style. I like to watch everybody, but there's certain weight classes that I know just won't work for me. I've gotten to the point where I have a filter to filter that out, right? So you'll build a filter as you go, but make sure, especially if you're new starting out to jiu-jitsu, ask your coach whenever you watch something. The biggest mistake is just trying it, and it could be a terrible technique. It could be something that could hurt your partners. So just make sure you ask your coach, hey, what do you think about this, coach? And they'll break that down for you. Ask your coach what to study, who to study, how to study. Again, I'll do a whole separate video on studying jiu-jitsu and how we can enhance our training off the mats. But have a plan coming in, man. Whether that's I'm gonna get to everybody's back today, or I'm gonna do this specific technique on everybody, even on the good guys. I'm gonna get them with this one. I'm gonna try it. I've been practicing it. I'm gonna try it in fighting, or maybe I want to do this technique, and whenever coach gives us the freedom to personal drill, or whatever drill coach maybe it's like whatever drill coach gives you, your professor gives you, I'm gonna go as hard as I'm gonna go 100 reps, 50 reps. I'm gonna push it, because we can easily slop around when it's not our own technique. When coach shows it and just kind of, I did maybe 3 reps. Just so go into your training with a fresh energy and try to do your homework. Number 3, have fun, smile. This goes unsaid. This goes. Some people do it too much, and some people do it too little. So there's a balance here. There's a balance between being efficient and not just goofing off the whole time, right? We could easily do that. And on the other side, you could be some. I've gone through this, and so I know exactly how this feels. So that's a huge one I've learned, is have fun. Put a smile on. We get to do this, especially now where some of us have had the taste of not training for a while, and you're like, man, and when we get back to the mats, we're all gonna be smiling. We're all gonna be, man, I'm so happy I get to train. So keep that going throughout your whole journey in jiu-jitsu. Have fun, smile. So I want you guys to know, I'm not saying like don't come in focused and come in, goofing off, but make sure there's a balance. Make sure you guys are having fun. You guys are smiling. You're making your training partner happier. You're not like making them frustrated because you're just uptight snob that's just looking to get your reps in. Make sure you guys come to work, come to be efficient, knock out the techniques, go as hard as you can, and help everyone around you, but also have fun. Put that smile on and just remember that you get to do this. Step number 4, forget what you know. Forget what you know. This one is specifically for those that are just starting out in jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of preconceived ideas in our mind before you hit the mat. I feel like a lot of us almost are skeptical with the technique already, with some of the people. You're like looking around, especially men, and you're looking around like, I could beat that guy up. I think I can. So my advice is just let go of all the preconceived ideas that you have, regardless of your background. Even if you're a wrestler coming in, jiu-jitsu is just a different animal. Wrestling's a different animal. So I wouldn't go into a wrestling gym and man, just because I know jiu-jitsu, it would help up definitely a lot, but it's different. It's not the same. I'm not gonna go to an MMA class and think I'm gonna beat everybody up because I know jiu-jitsu. So it's all different. If you're a boxer, if you're a football player, if you're just like a tough guy and you're like, man, I'm a man and I'm tough, I think I can beat everybody up. Just let all that go. Just remember that you signed up to learn and to be humbled. It's a humbling experience. So I would say just already come in with that mindset instead of waiting to get tapped over and over. You're like, man, I guess. And when that happens, if you don't have the humbling going on in your mind, then when it happens to your body physically and you're getting tapped, that it does something to a person and they just quit, they break. So my advice before you quit and you're like, man, I'm done with this stuff, let it all go. Let the idea go that, man, I could beat that guy, I could beat that. It doesn't matter. Maybe you could. Maybe you're just super athletic and tough and you might, have a good moment. But that doesn't mean you're better than that person. So we all have someone that's better than us. So the goal is to remember that. No matter if you're the best guy in the world, there's always somebody that's better than you. There's always somebody that didn't show up that day. All right. So forget what you know. There's tons of partners that I've had, and I know from other people telling me they've had partners like this that will almost like get tapped by an upper belt that they're partnered with, and they're like, let's do it again. I bet I can get you next time. And it's like, man, like you just started. It's okay. Let it go. So, and also like just kind of being skeptical with coach, maybe not what the coach is saying, but with who their partner is. So if you're, just starting out and, you're with an upper belt, learn from them, grow from them. Just just be a sponge and just grow. All right. And that doesn't get away from upper belts as well. Even if you're a black belt, it doesn't matter. It top to bottom, be a sponge, be someone that just wants to learn and grow and get better. That's our goal. And that's our goal in life and on the mats as well. Step number 5, my favorite for sure. This should be number 1, but it's not. It's number 5. These aren't in order based on how, my favorite, but this one would probably be my life goal is to always do. Number 5, see the one. This is huge. This is mainly going towards you black belts out there, you upper belts out there, those that sit in the back and you just waiting for them to come say hi to you. Or wait, man, I'm an upper belt. They should come see me. That's not the way our martial art is. That's not the way jiu-jitsu is. There's other martial arts like that. It's weird. I don't know about all that, but for jiu-jitsu and for my advice, see the one. Get into the shoes of that white belt stepping onto the mat for the first time. They're scared. They're like, oh, this is brand new. I feel like I'm drowning. Go up to them. Give them a big high five, say what's up, give them a hug, whatever it is, however you greet somebody, but see the one. Get into their shoes. That's how you can be a great. That's how you can be a great partner. Is see the one. If you're partnered and you guys are just drilling, see the one. See how, get into their shoes and how they feel, right? So maybe if coach shows something and they're just totally lost, break it down for them. That's why you're their partner. You're there for a reason. So break it down, grab them. Hey man, you're doing, encouraging them, and just let them know you're thankful for them to be there. Just make them feel amazing. Do this for everybody. I mean, this goes for just the person you see on a daily basis. Continue to encourage them. Continue to see the one. These are just the top 5 tips. There's tons more that I could think of, but you know, if any of you guys can have any other tips, maybe you have something that you've done, leave it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. I can't wait to see all the new fresh videos we're gonna make, ideas. It's gonna be incredible. Man, I love you guys. Hopefully you guys got some encouragement and some tips today. I'm not a person that knows it all or thinks I know it all, but I'm just here to encourage you guys and lay down some tips that I've learned along the way. And I can't wait to learn more. Love you guys, and see you in the next video.